Why are you so bored? It's Sunday afternoon and nothing is happening. You're at home, checking your phone, switching from app to app. TikTok. Instagram. WhatsApp. Nothing new. You get up, walk around a bit, open the fridge, and close it again. You ask yourself, why am I so bored if I have access to everything? Series, music, video games, social media. And yet, there's something inside you that feels empty. It's not just a lack of entertainment. It's a lack of purpose. Because boredom is not the problem. It's a signal. A quiet alarm. A message that says, your mind needs more than just distraction. The invisible enemy. Today, boredom is not silence. It's noise. A constant bombardment of stimuli that doesn't let you think. Notifications, screens, colors, 15-second videos. But when was the last time you were truly alone with yourself, with no distractions? When was the last time you were really bored? Because that uncomfortable moment, when nothing is happening, is exactly where great ideas are born. The ancient philosophers knew it. Artists knew it too. Creativity, reflection, self-awareness. They don't come from noise. They come from the space you allow when you disconnect. Boredom is not your enemy. The real enemy is not knowing how to be alone with yourself. The hidden antidote. The solution is not outside. It's inside. You don't need more series, more games, more social media. You need intention. Boredom becomes a monster when you don't know what you're waking up for each morning. But when you find purpose, even silence becomes sacred. What would happen if you replaced 1 hour of scrolling with 1 hour of writing? Or if you stopped running from boredom and started listening to it? Because in that uncomfortable space, that's where your true self starts to speak. Maybe you're not bored. Maybe you're disconnected from what truly matters. Reconnect, 5 steps to awaken your energy. 1. Conscious silence, 10 minutes a day. Turn off the noise. No music, no phone, no distractions. Just you. Listen to your breath, your thoughts, your discomfort. In that silence, you'll begin to notice what you've been ignoring. 2. Daily movement with intention. I'm not talking about perfect fitness. Walk without headphones. Dance alone in your room. Stretch while listening to your thoughts. A moving body wakes up a sleeping mind. 3. Journal with powerful questions. Write without filters. What makes me feel alive? What drains my energy? What would I do if I wasn't afraid? Boredom is often a mask for fear and lack of direction. 4. Remove one distraction for 3 days. Choose one. Social media, news, excessive entertainment. Replace it with something creative. Drawing, reading, learning, recording yourself speaking. At first, it's uncomfortable. But then, it's freeing. 5. Do something new, even if you're not good at it. Paint, write, learn something silly. Boredom often comes because you refuse to be a beginner again. But when you give yourself permission to fail, you become free. Most people aren't bored. They are disconnected. The good news: you can reconnect. Today. Here. Now. You don't need massive change. Just one decision. Stop surviving and start living. The voice you ignore. You've been saying you're bored. But the truth is, you're waiting for something. Waiting for life to push you. Waiting for someone to give you permission. Waiting for something exciting to happen. Without realizing that the exciting thing is you. That boredom you feel is not emptiness. It's an alarm. A signal that your soul is craving movement. Creation, presence. You don't need to change cities. Or have more money. Or chase thousands of followers. You just need to remember who you were before the noise. Start with one thing. Today. Not perfect. Just yours. That inner voice you've been ignoring is still there. Waiting for you to listen. It's not shouting. It whispers. I'm ready. Are you? Move even if you don't feel like it. You feel bored, but you're not broken. You're stuck. You're trapped in comfort disguised as routine. And the only way out is to move. Even if you don't feel like it. Even if you don't have the energy. Even if you don't have a perfect plan. Do you know what's more boring than failing? Waiting. Waiting for something to rescue you. When you can be your own beginning. What if you mess up? Good. That means something inside you is alive. Mistakes are proof that you're finally playing the game. Boredom doesn't go away by thinking more. It goes away by doing. By painting without knowing how. By speaking without having all the words. By dancing even when there's no music. Your mind will fight you. But you don't need to convince it. You just need to take the first step. And let your body pull it forward. Move even if you don't want to. That's the secret no one wants to tell you. Not because it's hard. But because it's so simple. Awaken the fire. You don't need a perfect life to feel alive. You just need a spark. And that spark could be a conversation. A challenge. A crazy idea. A small dream. A word written at 2 a.m. That spark is you. You've been feeling bored because your soul is asking for change. Because your potential is demanding movement. It's no longer about keeping yourself entertained. It's about waking yourself up. Microphone: if this story touched something in you, don't ignore it. Grab your phone, your notebook, your ideas, and do something with them. Share this message, write to me below. What will you do today to spark your fire? Subscribe and join more stories like this one. This is just the beginning, explosion symbol. Why are you so bored? Because you're finally ready to truly begin. The void has a voice. Here's something no one told you. Boredom is not your enemy. It's an alarm. That emptiness you feel is not because your life is wrong. It's because your soul is waiting to be heard. You are not broken. You're on pause. And pauses are part of the music too. Look at you. You're here. Breathing. Do you realize how powerful that is? Everything you need to change your story already lives inside you. Listen to yourself. Wake up. And act. Boredom is a whisper from the soul. But it can also become an opportunity. Today, you don't need to change the world. You just need to move. Make your bed. Drink a glass of water. Go for a walk with no destination. Write 3 sentences about what you're feeling. Don't underestimate the power of the small. Every small act is a silent declaration that you've awakened. And if you don't know where to start by creating. Do something that doesn't exist yet. A phrase. A photo. A new thought. Because boring isn't someone with nothing to do. Boring is someone who's forgotten they have the power to imagine. Don't wait for motivation. Create a routine. Set an alarm to take a deep breath. Write down ideas, even if they seem absurd. Turn off the outside noise for 10 minutes a day. Do something you would do if you weren't afraid. And remember, you don't need to know where you're going. You just need to show yourself you're willing to take one step. Today can be just like yesterday. Or it can be the day you took control. You decide. Silence has answers. Boredom is often just the echo of the inner silence we've ignored. What if instead of running from it, you listen to it? What if right there, in the middle of routine, frustration, and doubt, lies the seed of your next big idea? When you connect with yourself, something changes. Not in the world outside, but within you. And that change, even if small, is enough to awaken what's been asleep. Boredom is not your enemy. It's your reminder. You're not here by accident. The world needs your vision, your voice, your energy, even if you don't believe it yet. Make a promise tonight. Promise you won't ignore yourself anymore. Promise you'll try, fail, and change. Promise you'll live. If this story touched you, don't leave it here. Do something with it. Change one thing. And come back tomorrow for more. Mobile phone with right arrow, subscribe for more stories that awaken. Add interpret, unlock English. Practice English reading. And unlock your voice in the world. The art of being bored. Boredom is not an enemy to defeat, but a space to explore. In that uncomfortable silence when nothing seems to happen, the most authentic ideas begin to grow. What if, instead of escaping boredom, you embraced it? What if you made it your creative ally? Because when you let your mind wander without direction, you give it permission to discover untrodden paths. There, in that aimless drift, the spark of innovation is born. Make boredom a ritual. Dedicate moments to do nothing. To simply be. And watch how, in that space, your creativity blooms. Remember, boredom isn't emptiness. It's unexplored potential. It's the blank canvas waiting for your first stroke. Memo today, give yourself a moment of boredom. Turn off the distractions, sit in silence, and observe what arises. Share your experience in the comments. What did you discover in that quiet space? Subscribe for more stories that inspire creativity from the ordinary. Add interpret, unlock English. Practice English reading. What if boredom is the compass? I'm bored. And I don't like how it feels. You're probably bored too. You came here looking for relief, a distraction. Something to pull you out of this emptiness. But what if boredom isn't the problem? What if it's a sign? A compass? We live in the golden age of content. And still, boredom is at an all-time high. That tells us something. It's not a lack of stimulation. It's a lack of meaning. Boredom isn't trivial. It's a powerful, uncomfortable emotion that silently screams, "This doesn't make sense to me." But there's something deeper here. Within that discomfort we feel, there's a seed. An open door to a more purposeful life. A more creative life. Imagine your life is a road trip. And you're driving in the dark. Your headlights are your attention. What you look at. What you focus on. That determines where you go. And the gas tank represents your purpose. Your why. Without it, you don't get far. Boredom shows up when your tank is empty. When your headlights point in the wrong direction. And that's exactly where the real work begins. Redirect your attention. And refill your life with meaning. Road hash today, instead of escaping boredom, listen to it. What is it trying to tell you? Write it down. Explore it. And start building your own road. Outgoing email symbol, tell us in the comments. What purpose is your boredom trying to reveal to you? Bell, subscribe for more reflections that awaken your mind and creativity. Bust in silhouette at interpret, unlock English. Books, practice English reading. Road hash today, instead of escaping boredom, listen to it. What is it trying to tell you? Write it down. Explore it. And start building your own road. Outgoing email symbol, tell us in the comments. What purpose is your boredom trying to reveal to you? Bell, subscribe for more reflections that awaken your mind and creativity. Bust in silhouette at interpret, unlock English. Books, practice English reading. The art of observing. In the midst of boredom, when everything feels monotonous and meaningless, there's a forgotten skill. The art of observing. Observing isn't simply seeing. It's paying attention, connecting with the present, and discovering the extraordinary in the ordinary. When you allow yourself to observe, boredom turns into curiosity. And curiosity is the first step toward creativity. Think about the last time you sat doing nothing, just observing. What did you discover? What did you feel? Maybe you noticed details you had never seen before. Maybe ideas, thoughts, or emotions came up. Boredom is not an enemy. It's an invitation to look inward and outward with new eyes. It's in the stillness that the deepest ideas are born. And the most meaningful connections arise. Memo today, give yourself a moment to observe. Turn off distractions, sit in silence, and pay attention to your surroundings. What do you discover? Share your experience in the comments and subscribe for more reflections that awaken your mind and creativity. Bust in silhouette at Interpret Unlock English. Books practice English reading.